Hi everyone, I'm here with the 23 arson themes from Mr. Rutherford. And first, I have to tell you about five that I do in my classroom. The first one is diagnosis. That's using pretest to figure out what the kids know and to go from what they know into what I'm going to be teaching them. It takes pretest, having the kids explain what they know about a certain topic. It can be as simple as, hey guys, we're going to talk about verbs today. What do you know over what is a verb? If they can't tell me, there's obviously a problem. If they can, then my lesson's going to be very easy. So diagnosis is the first one. Next, it leads into mid-course corrections. I do lots of informal assessment, checking for understanding. I ask them a 0 through 5 scale, and they tell me on their hand 0 means I'm so lost, I haven't retained anything you've taught me. 5 is I've got this, I'm ready to move on. I didn't actually need to learn this anyways, I already knew it. I've got it. If I get a bunch of ones and twos, I know, hey, I need to address this with the whole class and figure out how to fix it for all of them, not just the one or two that don't get it. It tells me that I need to re-explain something and re-explain it in a different way, give them more practice. If I have lots of 4s and 5s, I know that, okay, I'll address those lower ones at a later time. Right now I need to move on so I don't lose the majority of my class and they don't become disengaged. I don't want my kids to be bored. The mid-course corrections leads into practice. Once I find my kids that need extra help with things, I'm able to pull them aside during the end of our day. We have a 45-minute advisory period, which is called Tiger Time, and it's meant for reteaching in small groups. When I have kids in that, I pull them aside, give them extra guided practice, re-explain things to them, and then I give them a little bit of individual practice, and I check it right there with them to see what they need to fix, if there is anything. The fourth one that I'm going to talk about is success. All of my students have experienced success throughout the day. Whether it's academically, they've done something great, or the behavior's been outstanding, I let them know that. It helps them stay motivated, and that's key to them being successful. And finally, the fourth one is stagecraft. ELA, I find it easy to incorporate theatrical elements into my instruction. We've been known to act out scenes from our stories. Whenever we write stories, I have them kind of write a script almost for what their characters would be saying, and then they apply it to their stories that way. And so here's 3 that I need to work on. First is performance feedback. Yeah, it's really easy to give them a grade. I could go through and grade a worksheet in 10 seconds a sheet if I needed to. Maybe a little longer. But it's easy to just give them a number grade. It's hard for me to sit there and write down 2 sentences, 3 sentences explaining what I think is great, what they need to improve on for every single student. I have 75 kids writing 3 to 5 page essays. By the time I've read all of that, I don't really have time in my day to go ahead and give them feedback that they really need and they really deserve, because it's hard and they deserve the feedback, but they aren't getting it like they should be. They get verbal feedback, but again, I have 26 kids in the classroom. I can't give every single kid at that very moment some feedback that I feel like they should be getting. Next is time and timing. I get 3 blocks a day, and the goal is for them to do something close, like be on track at the same point between the 3 classes. Well, one of my classes is 27 kids, and it's a CWC class. They move really slow. It's not because there's lower, it's because there's 27 of them. They take longer to have class discussions, they take longer to get stuff done. It just takes, there's more people in the room to do things. Whereas my next class has only 16 students, and they get through stuff much quicker because 16 people sharing opinions is much quicker than 27 sharing an opinion. Sometimes we get off track through that, and sometimes they get really excited about the discussion. It takes longer than I anticipated, or the discussion kind of sits there, and I've planned 10 minutes worth of talk, but we've got 2 minutes of quality time, and so I'm sitting there with 8 minutes that I have to figure out, okay, let's review this, let's do this. So timing and time is important for me to work on. And finally, enriched environment. My room's good. It's comfortable. It's a good learning space. The kids are happy. They're content. They sit in in groups so that they can do lots of interaction. It's a very social classroom with the way that it's arranged. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of open space for movement, and I wish that there was. It's hard for me to get lots of space for them to just move and be active, which is what I want them to be doing. So again, performance feedback, timing, and enriched environment. Those are 3 things that I know I need to work on, and I think that Rutherford's ideas are great, and I think there's a lot to learn from them. Thanks.